Let's try this again. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody pop in and let me know if there is sound? I'm checking to see, can you hear me? Is there sound this time? Microphone apparently wasn't working. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, good now this time. I don't know what was going on there. Very strange. Yeah, so here we are. It is November, not November, that's next month. It is October 5th, 2020, and welcome to Go Live with Isaac, Coffee Break Live update without the coffee right now. And it's British summertime, 4 p.m. or 10 p.m., but it's hardly feeling like summer outside. And so here we go. Hi there. Hi there. Go for it. I'm getting encouragement from the peanut gallery. Okay. I'm going to make a note here for anybody who got bailed off of the last one. Hey guys, log back in. I'm live with sound. There we go. Should have just done this on the laptop. Here we go. Welcome once again for the second attempt here. There's, as I noted, or as I mentioned earlier in the earlier postings of the day, I am going to have an announcement to make, and this is going to be in a few minutes. I'm just going to go over a couple of the things that we've been all dealing with these days, and I want to make sure that I cover that. Hang on. Somebody's saying, where are you? I'm back on live now with sound. Okay, hopefully people come back. There have been a couple of things I've noticed with Facebook since the change in the graphic user interface, the Twitter style interface that is now locked in. You cannot revert back to the old format. And that's unfortunate. I do not like the new interface, and I don't like much the new algorithms or what's going on with them. I'll explain that in a moment. Since the changes in early September, I have been posting on a regular basis, and as some of you know, you might have been following or seeing, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, my annual autumn gallery of posting information along with images of autumn in Northern Hemisphere. Beautiful images of fall, kind of stuff. Mostly photographs from the United States, but also from around the world. This year, I'm going far afield. I'm getting photographs from Bulgaria and from Russia and from other parts of the world in the Northern Hemisphere, of course. So this has been kind of a curiosity for me as to why people haven't been responding or seeing my stuff, seeing my post. No interaction, no engagement, very little. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine via Facebook Messenger the other day, and he said, well, maybe you've been shadow banned. And this is a new term to me. I was like, what is shadow ban? Yes, I spent a couple of times during the summer in Facebook jail for 1 day, sometimes for 3 days, for posting things that went against the community guidelines. I wasn't very happy about it because I don't think it's their job to say that they're doing fact-checking when they're being paid to do the fact-checking by a certain Mr. Gates through one of his organizations. And we do have questions to ask, and we are demanding answers from public health officials and from government officials and from the people that were supposedly looking out for our best interests to come up with something a little bit less draconian and a lot smarter regarding the response to what's been going on in the world, COVID, etc. And because I purposely stayed away from most controversial posting like this during the month of September, but it hasn't changed my engagement. It hasn't changed the interactions. Now, since the beginning of September, we had some other event occur on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. And that documentary was, to me, sort of the clarion call for me to say, all right, do I really want to continue in this medium? It was the other shoe dropping. And I think it finally came to me that, and looking inside of myself and looking at, how I'll sometimes react to things that other people post, or what's been going on in the echo chamber that this platform is, that I really am finding it not really productive and more distracting in a lot of ways. It's not the tool it was 10 years ago. And I think we have to be honest with ourselves about whether it is actually performing any kind of service to us socially and personally. When it does that, it still functions for a business sense, having a business page, or having you're buying ads, you're buying time to be able to get your message out, get your service out there, get your business out there, and reach people and help people. That seems to be pretty much unaffected, okay, for the most part. But for anybody that is trying to promote critical thinking or search for truth, seeking answers, things that are, sometimes threatening to other people because of the implications of that, or the need to actually, put on your thinking cap and get a little bit more intimate with things that are uncomfortable, and get into your gut more, get into your heart more, and get into your soul more, and try to find out, how does my biology feel about this? How does my soul feel about this? Regardless of what's going on in the noise spectrum out there in social media land. So what I've come to see is that here on October 5th, that I think my time on Facebook is done, and my time on other social media platforms is done. I'm going to destroy, delete, decimate my Twitter account, probably Instagram. I don't know yet about Instagram, but it is owned by Facebook. And I have targeted November 5th, 2020 as my exit date. And that exit date is also Guy Fawkes Day here in the United Kingdom, the poem of which was made famous in the movie V for Vendetta in the year 2005, which is an interesting date because that was the year, the anniversary of the Gunpowder Rebellion that was supposed to have happened, 300th year anniversary, I think it was, 1705. And so on that date, I should be exiting stage left, basically. And I moved over to MeWe. I have had a MeWe account for about, I guess, almost 7 or 8 months now, and I haven't really done anything with it. Also have a BitChute account, which is the sort of uncensored version of YouTube. Now, some people have encouraged me, well, keep your Facebook account and then just have a private group page or something like that. I'm going to explore that as an alternative, but I'm not going to be posting on my fan page, so to speak, or my timeline going forward. But if I do decide to keep the account and then have a private group or whatever, then you'll certainly hear about that. You'll be able to sign up for it and join. And that will be a vehicle for then what I'm doing outside of social media, which is going back to blogging, going back to podcasting, producing videos and putting them on BitChute and probably on YouTube as well. And doing more outreach through emails and direct mail and other forums. So that this change is necessary. And why it's necessary for me is because I want to recalibrate my neural pathways. I want to reconnect to myself and to spiritual consciousness or source or nature or whatever you want to call it in a more authentic and non-destructive way. And the only way I can feel to do that is to break the addiction and cold turkey with, of course, appropriate preparations. And I'm not going to do a digital suicide 2.0, which is basically wipes your history from the internet wherever you are and you cease to exist. You no longer exist in the eyes of the internet. That's pretty radical. And I'm not going to do that. So I will stay engaged and I will stay in a place of communication in one form or another, and I will give you on my timeline or by private message through Messenger information of how you can stay in touch by email, the platform, my website platform, my WordPress blog, things having to do with BitChute and MeWe, and that way we'll still have a way to dialogue, and you'll have still a way to share information and share ideas and help each other. So that's going to continue in some form. I'm not like moving to a cabin in the woods with 1,000 cans of beans and a semi-automatic rifle. It's not going to happen. In spite of the baseball cap, sorry, and the logger shirt, I'm just feeling to be more in that autumn mood. So wearing, kind of like Woolrich shirts and stuff like that is my default mood in this time of year. Well, that's my announcement. I don't know what else to add to it. If you have any questions, get in touch with me by direct message, DM me, or get in touch with me through email if you have my email address. I will post it up in the comments and also on my timeline. There's a number of ways to get a hold of me. I appreciate any interactions with you at any time. It's fine. I am still doing astrology readings, transit reports, and private mentoring sessions and so forth, and that will continue in healing sessions. That's not going to change. That's actually going to get more active, and I'm also going to get more active with podcasting and music composition, i.e. guided meditations and ambient music for meditation. So that's going to be, those are my winter projects, and also working on manuscripts for 2 books. And I will not have time to be on this kind of thing, all right? My interest and my creative impulses are going in a different direction. That said, today's astrology, October 5th. Kind of an interesting day. A lot of people who are astrology clients of mine have birthdays on this day, so I'm going to have to send birthday greetings to quite a number of them. Today's astrology is a bit jumbled. Pluto has gone direct. It went direct yesterday at 1:30 in the afternoon, British summertime, which would have been about 8:30 in the morning in the east coast of the United States. So things are not settled. Pluto's coming out of that kind of dark cave that it's been in for 6 months, and it's slowly starting to accelerate in a forward motion. But no sooner that happens, in 9 days' time, we're going to have, guess what? Mercury Retrograde. So it's sort of like one goes out of retrograde and another one goes in, and that is just the way it works in this astro event kind of thing. So when we got between now and the Mercury Retrograde are a couple of hard squares between Mars and first with Saturn, which is today. Well, actually it was over the weekend, and that was tense. And now it's going to come into a square with Pluto over the next few days. It's going to come in to reactivate what was going on in April. And watch for things now with Pluto direct and Mars going backwards. Watch for what will look like intense interactions, or intense, and that's in yourself too. In other words, try to not overreact to things in the environment or other people, but also at the same time recognize that that's your opportunity for transformation, but also watch what happens in a revealing sort of way. Things that looked to be sort of not forthcoming, new information, new events, surprises, things will be surprising, will be taking place more and more as the month wears on, okay? Because there are a number of other intense aspects going on between Pluto, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, because we're going to get the Jupiter-Mars thing. The Jupiter-Mars thing has happened, the Jupiter-Saturn thing has happened, now we get the Jupiter-Pluto effect. We get Mars and Mercury in Scorpio going retrograde, which will back into Libra before it goes direct on November 3rd. So we get 3 weeks of that. Actually, it will be still retrograde and stationing to go direct on the day of the American election. Watch for some weird things around that electoral result. It could be delayed. It could be recounting votes. It could be monkey business with digital voting results and so forth. As far as don't ask me about will Trump be okay or anything. I don't know. I don't follow or do charts on specific leaders to find out what's going on with the transits per se. Other astrologers are doing that. That's great. It works. I'm looking for bigger fish. I'm looking for more comprehensive patterns occurring in the zeitgeist, occurring in the reality system, in the matrix. So right now, today, things are rather jumbled, intense, a lot of things to do. It seems like there's not enough time or space to get them done. Hi, Trish. Oh, hello, Ellen. Hello. I'm neglecting my audience here. Hi, Pippa. Hi, Audrey. Hi, Lou. Hi, Jacquemina. Hi, Lori. Hi. Hey, it's great. The gang's all here. Well, not everybody, but hey, not expecting the 30 or 40 people watching in real time like I used to have. I'm not upset about that. It's like, I don't care if we're just one person's watching or no people are watching. I actually did a channel event back in 2001 in Portland, Oregon, where I used to have crowds of 20, 30 people. I went one night, on a Thursday night, one person showed up. One. Boy, was that a lesson in attachment, especially attachment to spiritual success. It doesn't work. And there's Tina. Hello. So you cannot gauge the impact that any of us have based on numbers or how popular you are, how successful you are according to human terms. So throw that notion right out the window, because that's going to get beat up pretty hard in the transits this year and next year anyway. The idea of success needs to shift, what that looks like, what it means. And there's so much going on right now with the whole COVID thing. I'm not going to make that an issue right here. I will be doing some more go lives to finish up the month of October before November 5th, before I put on my Guy Fawkes mask and say those famous words, remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder of treason and plot. I can see no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. So I get to say that again in 30 days. Isn't that fun? So astrologically today, we're 12 degrees sun in Libra, and the moon's in Taurus. The moon actually zipped over Uranus yesterday, or in the last 12 hours, so that felt kind of interesting. Yeah, so I'd say it's like status quo until Mercury goes retro. And then we start getting a kind of domino effect right up to the time of the election and the time that Mercury stations to go direct and exit. Neptune is going to go direct too in November. So we have all the big planets will be out except for Uranus. Uranus will not exit its retrograde until January. And shortly after it does so, on the anniversary of the Saturn-Pluto conjunction this year, it will be joined by Mars in the sign of Taurus. I will not give away anything, but let's just say January 12th through the 15th are going to be quite unpredictable and tumultuous. And I don't know if it has to do with the election, it has to do with the economy, I don't know what, but put it on your calendars. I think one of the best jobs we can do for ourselves right now is to be observers and answer questions we're asked, rather than trying to impose our ideas or perceptions on other people. That doesn't mean don't express what you're feeling, or don't express what you're seeing, or don't express what your truth is. That just means don't expect a cohesive, like, yeah, I agree with you kind of thing, because of the nature of the energies right now. And people say, well, it's just about dualism and ego and everything. Well, yeah, but we are not just talking that. We are talking a situation in which duality as a construct within the oneness is okay. It's how we learn. It's how we understand us in contrast to everything else. And through that ability then to start seeing everything as us is where the experience, the direct experience of oneness can happen. So astrology is a language for being able to see where it is we're stuck in old perceptions and how to get unstuck. At least that's what it should be used for. So on October 14th, for example, there will be a stressful aspect of the Sun opposed Mars squaring Pluto. These are strong dates. So the 14th, the mid part of the month, watch the 14th. So you have the 9th, you have the 14th, the Mercury Retrograde. Excuse me, the 14th is also when Mercury Retrograde starts. So the 14th is a big date in the October calendar. T-square to Pluto from the Sun and Mars. Mercury turns retrograde in Scorpio, 11 degrees. So if you have anything in fixed signs like Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, check it out. Look and see where you have anything that's sensitive to that 11-degree orb. Or Mars and the Sun in Libra, air signs, cardinal air signs, 21 degrees Libra or 20 degrees Libra or 22 degrees Cancer or Capricorn. Those will show you where you need to scratch the itch or to look at a wound or look at some place that needs attention. All right. So that's it. I mean, I don't want to go too far down the road because I'll come back next week with a go live. And actually tomorrow I'm actually going to be on live or doing a Zoom recording with Lou. Lou, are you still on? Yeah, are you still on? Lou Martin. We did one last week and posted it on my wall. So if you don't find things on my wall, he's got a group. Name escapes me at the moment. Lou Martin, look him up on Facebook. And you can always watch it there. You can watch it on my wall when I get the replay. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow afternoon. I think around 3 or 4 o'clock. And then it'll show up later on. Okay? So watch that. We always have a great animated chat time, explore issues, explore ideas. And he just said, yes, we will. And, basically, 2 old guys chatting. It's kind of what I think, talking about spiritual stuff, That's why I got this hat on. This is my spiritual hat, right? 4 p.m. He just reminded me. You all tune in now, you hear? And you can, if you don't have coffee, just bring the moonshine. That'll work. As Swami Beyondananda once said, seriousness causes reincarnation. So if you don't want to reincarnate, stop being serious about any of it. And besides, even if you're from Sirius, like me, if you came from there and, you're just going, what the hell? What is this place? This is all screwed up. The planet's not screwed up. No, we're never called nature screwed up. Nature's got it down. She's got it happening. It's us that complicate things. That's what we do. We complicate stuff. All right, so look for the 14th to be the next marker to pay attention to, the 14th of October. And then we'll talk about what comes after that, including Halloween and another lunation. Boy, people are going to go loony on October 31. So you've got 2 more lunations this month. So we got that blue moon thing happening. If we just had one, we'll have the new moon. Guess when? Just right after Mercury goes retro. Then we get another new moon in Libra. And then at the end of the month, it goes the other way. We get Scorpio happening. Scorpio sun in a Taurus moon. So plenty of exciting things. We do live in interesting times. Plenty of exciting things. And but watch the news as if you were an alien floating around in a ship somewhere about half a light year away from us and going, ooh, look at that. Isn't that interesting? Ooh, look at that. What is that? And you'll find your relationship to your own inner mission, if you will, your inner compass, to be much truer. And why is that important? I mean, we all want to be helping each other, kind of get through things here, right? A friend of mine reminded me, I had a phone call with just the day before, or just before this go live, not the day before, it was just before this go live. And there was a channel in Sedona that I used to go to, and she was a regular at. Summer Bacon, I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She channeled the famous Scottish physician, Dr. Peebles. He was a crack up. He was really fun, but also very profound. You know, first time I ever saw her channel him, I just went, is this real? Is this, you know, is this legit? I don't know. But whatever was working through here, what was working with her and through her was spot on in so many situations. And I think a lot of the time we think, you know, if we get overly concerned with what we're doing or what we're trying to express, that we are not paying attention to what needs to be paid attention to in terms of what other people are experiencing. You know, you've heard all these things before. If you don't take care of yourself first, you can't put the oxygen mask on the other person sitting next to you. You know, you gotta like have a full glass before you can give somebody else a drink. Here's the quote that I just got read to by my friend in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Dr. Peebles said this: it's not about being selfish, it's about being centered in self. Never truer or wiser words I have heard during times like this than that. So with that, I'm going to bid you adios, blessings on your journey. Thanks for listening, and you know, we'll go forward from here somehow or another. I may look like I'm leaving something, but you know, whenever a door is closed or you close it, another one opens. That's the idea. All right. Take care, y'all. Love you. And I got to figure out this microphone problem on my phone before the next one. All right. Ciao for now.